coming today. My name is Dave Hiebeler, and I'm going to talk about customer personas and ideal customer profiles and how you can separate yourself from your competitors. And when I talk about flattening the competition, it is working smarter, placing more focus than your competitors do, because this stuff for most businesses is not easy, it's hard. It's really, really hard work to try to figure out how do my best customers roll, and more upstream, what are the things that they are doing before they even get to the buying point. And so I want to give you a way to look at it differently and a process I'm going to leave you with. So we've got a little workshop portion to this. We're actually going to, don't know what types of businesses you guys are in. What type of business are you in?
Liability insurance.
Liability insurance, excellent, okay. And then how about you?
Broad strokes entertainment.
Okay. What does that mean, broad stroke entertainment?
Immersive entertainment, theme parks, attractions,
Okay.
action, vacation experiences.
Nice. So vacation, either things I can do for fun with my family in town or when I'm
Like
vacationing.
Meow Wolf. Do you know Meow Wolf?
I think I've heard of it. I'm not real familiar. Yeah. Then how about yourself?
I have a software for DJs. It's a DJ software platform.
DJ software.
Really? Platform.
Okay.
Connects them to their customers. It's not a performance software. It's a connectivity software.
Okay. So DJs that might be doing a party, a wedding, whatever.
Yes, any DJ that's in real-time performance, it works with them. Perform in real time.
Nice.
Connects them to their.
Wow, what an eclectic mix of business. I love this. All right. So the thing you want to think about is, what is the biggest problem? Why number one, do I even care to talk about this? If you may not telling early, it is a passion of mine, because as agency owners, my business partner and I, we see it more than we should, which is probably the most fair thing to say, is that people want easy, especially today. So Facebook, TikTok, Amazon, they all talk about easy. So we want easy in our marketing. Marketing is hard. Marketing is hard work. And so there is this perception out there that marketing is going to be really easy. It gets easier the harder you work at the right stuff, right? So I want to talk about how, number one, money is wasted. A lot of times you'll see companies with a fire hose of money pour into marketing budgets. Just say, oh yeah, we'll do a Facebook campaign, we'll do LinkedIn, we'll do Amazon ads, we might even run spots locally on 9 News, we'll do this, we'll do that, and we'll throw a bunch of money at the problem, right? So we're going to get past, if you're an entrepreneur, if you're a startup, you don't have truckloads of money. You don't have the same money that American Furniture has, or United Airlines, or Coca-Cola. But what we can take advantage of those big companies is they know a thing or two about marketing. And so we're going to talk about what big companies do and what you as a startup should be looking at. So we're going to go through a workshop exercise of, I'm going to leave you with a form for an ideal customer profile. This is a great place to start, and if this information appeals to you, you'll want to make copies of it. I even have a link to it that I can send to you as well, but it's a really good thing to have. And we're going to talk about some examples, real examples of avatars. So why am I here and why do I care about this? How you doing?
Good, how are you?
We're just getting started, so
Okay,
come on in.
Sit over here, so
Plenty of up against the glass seating.
All right. I'll just take this one off and be back here. Unless somebody sit here.
No,
Nobody
you are.
sit.
You
Okay.
are.
All right.
All right, cool. So, why do I care about this? What's my story? So, I have been very fortunate, and I can't emphasize that enough, to work for some different size companies, both big and small, as far as advertising, sales, and marketing. And as you can see, these are some well-known brands up here Cars.com, great company. I was with Cars for almost 5 years, and I was working with. It's the second biggest retail business out there, other than selling a new home. Think about that. So many of the cars today, Ford F-150s, $85,000, $95,000. A Lincoln Aviator, $95,000. So really well experienced in how do we get to the consumer, business to consumer, to message, how can I buy a Ford F-150 or a BMW, et cetera, et cetera. Homes, real estate's interesting, and to where for a new home builder, it is the biggest retail model out there. I'm selling pick a number, $900,000 brand new home, somewhere in Denver. And so they market, it's all the same, they've got wholesale costs and they sell for retail. What's interesting about it, Denver Post, I was there quite some time, and I've seen all of advertising and marketing change in my decades. I've been doing it over 3 decades. And so, I haven't seen everything, but I've seen a lot. And so I love this business. I love messaging to the consumer. I love crawling into the psychology of what is your best prospect think. What are they doing upstream, even before they either come into what's going to be a great wine bar that Michael's opening up in November? What's he's thinking, how can I reach out to these people, to let them know that I'm going to be opening up? Who are these types of people? Who should I target? So, elements of a customer avatar, they're made up. You stumble upon things as you go along in your business, and in many, they're a best case scenario. So you've got Rachel, the fashion influencer, Claire, the doctor is always short on time, Kyle, the social media manager. So that's an example of an avatar. Avatar is made up. You as a business should have in your mind, a cardboard cutout of who your ideal prospects are, who your ideal personas are. And you're probably going to have more than one. And what I want to talk about here is let's get past the obvious into more of the gray of, again, upstream, what are these people thinking about before they get to you, your business? So it starts with what you do. So Michael is opening up a wine bar, and his logo that I've discerned over knowing him over a few weeks is we want to have a place for friends that they can enjoy in a comfortable environment, drinking wine like in your home at a couch where you're sitting right now. Well, then we have more wine than you do, which I think is awesome. So that's a description of what he does. This person is a personal chef. She loves to cook, so you invite her. You're probably more affluent. You're throwing a big party in Cherry Hills or in Denver, wherever, on your yacht. Why do you do it? I love to cook. I love to be creative with ingredients. In this case, I'm a personal chef. Who does she do it for? Probably more someone of a certain age. It might be more of a baby boomer. It might be more of a, it really goes down to somebody that values food, somebody that can afford their services, someone that likes to throw parties. So what might be more gray is the obvious for this personal chef is baby boomer, right? So they're probably going to want to target, somebody that owns a home, somebody that's over 55. But probably less obvious is maybe startups announcing a big IPO store that they've just landed seed funding and they're going to throw a huge bash. Or maybe it's really focused. So I want to think about more of the gray. So in a profile, careful with gender. They, her, him, make it gender neutral. Let people decide who they are and what they like. Geography is huge. Income, profession, education, kind of relationship. Are they single? They're not in a relationship? Wish they're in a relationship? What's their backstory? When we're talking business to business marketing versus business to consumer, in business to business, you also want to think about firmographics. how many employees that business have, what categories are the businesses in, are they just getting funding, how long has that business been in business? So you want to think more of the firmographic type things, an ideal profile. So these are more of the obvious. So non-obvious, what do they aspire to be? And so we make decisions on autos we buy in some cases that, hey, I'm more of a Lexus driver, or I'm a Denali driver, or whatever it is. People kind of project their personalities and have the autos they buy. What's the family dynamic? Do they have aging parents? Do they have young families? Do they have kids with disabilities? Every scenario is different. Do they have kids in college or just about to go in college? What are the pain points? What are the things, we're talking about upstream, what are the things that they're thinking about that gets them to you in your solution? So with your DJ business, what would be an example? I'm going to put you on the spot. Go for it. What's an example of a pain point?
For me,
Yeah.
I would say front of mind, my biggest pain point is people that are paying, existing customers forget that they actually have it, and they, if they're not using it all the time, then eventually it shows up like, oh, what am I paying for? And then they're like, I don't need this anymore. So, constantly re-engaging existing customers. That's like one of my biggest pain points.
Out of sight, out of mind, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And that's awesome. So a regular messaging that, let's not forget our existing customers, and do we message? I just saw a thing recently which I love is existing customers want to hear from you. You think, oh God, I'm going to send them another newsletter, another monthly communication. They actually, as long as it's newsy and informative and it tracks with what you do, they do want to hear from you. And so you just have to make it fresh, obviously. How will they object? I love this question. How will they object from going to your wine bar, Michael?
Not a lot of parking out here.
Okay.
Not a lot of stuff to do out here.
Okay. So not enough parking. Maybe they're unfamiliar with, they've never been to the Santa Fe Arts District, and once they get down there, I love this place. What else is going on down here? Yeah. So that's a great question to think about. So we all think everybody's a prospect for our business, or most everybody is a prospect. The world is full of suspects. So really want to get it down to, here's an example of Ulta Beauty. Ulta, their thing is they want to have stores in major shopping centers that have other big brands that are within a 50-mile radius of a major metro in the United States. My stepdaughter, Hannah, loves Ulta, and so that's why I picked that. I've got some familiarity that, ask them, why do you like to go to this store? For me, I'm a golfer. PGA Superstore, they got a couple locations in Denver. It's nirvana for me. I love going into that store. For Hannah, this is her candy store, Ulta. So, and I picked her as the avatar. So that is not Hannah, but that is a made up Hannah. She's aged 25 to 34, female, relationship status. Not in a relationship, or I might be. Location, she's living in a U.S. major metro near a retail power center. So fits Ulta so far. Her quote, I like looking my best when I leave the house. Occupation, she's in the medical biology field, lab technician, medical sales consultant, annual income 100K to 150K, not bad. Level of education, college grad. Okay? So far, all the execs in the Ulta boardroom, we love Hannah. Let's find out more about her. Her goals and values. First, I'm violating the first rule of presenting a big slide and having a truckload of text, but it's necessary. Goals and values. Looking good, smelling good, feeling better about myself at home or in public, eating healthy and physically fit. She values quality and loyalty. Pain points, really short on time. She's got a fast-paced job. She had 2 jobs this summer. I would order more beauty products on Amazon, but can't find the best stuff I like. hates having to visit a bunch of stores, just moved to Denver, planning a trip this July to attend a friend's wedding. So now we're really crawling into the story of this avatar, right? Sources of information, Snap, TikTok, Flipboard, etc. Objections, poor quality merchandise and lower selection. Does not like it when she's in a store and can't find anyone to help her find stuff. So, interesting as far as her persona. So, our agency, which is Aligned to Compete, we're a service marketing agency that helps businesses both in B2B marketing and business to consumer marketing. We actually have avatars that we work with. We have more than one. So here's an example of one of ours. Roman, the luxury auto franchise dealer. This person sells luxury automobiles. He sells them at retail. He works with manufacturers. He has like 200 employees. So age 44 to 54, married with young kids, living in a U.S. city 50 miles from affluent zip codes. His quote, I prefer to do things my closest competition is not doing to gain an edge because it's fun to win. That's how he rolls. So he's the general manager, has an ownership stake, great annual income, it's probably higher than that, college grad or associate degree. His goals, holds himself and his store team to a higher standard of performance. He has to because his customers are extremely demanding, values loyalty, confidence, and direct communication. You cannot bullshit Roman, nor would you want to. And so the Roman type, really interesting, they do not suffer fools. And so you have better success with a Roman type to be very factual. Many folks that lead big organizations sometimes are, they don't want to delve into the details too deep. You want to present more big picture. And so then it's a messaging strategy because you've all of a sudden started to crawl into his head. His source of information dealer, 20 groups, and this is a key one, sources of information of your best prospects. What podcasts do they listen to? What type of music do they like? How do they roll? You know, if you could kind of visualize where these people hang out, and that's the toughest thing for a marketer. Where do my best prospects hang out? And so the more thought you can put into this, objections. How many vehicle units per month will advertising increase? He expects his marketing to produce immediate results. His job to grow store vehicle sales and his complete spend authority. So he's got access to the budget strings, but you better deliver. You better deliver and have a logical case why you're going to deliver. So, yeah, this is a prospect. Actually, a customer. So, what could change Roman's forces? So, the economy, pandemic, chip shortage from China because he has people that want to buy his vehicles and he can't deliver the vehicles for 18 months. That's a real problem we have right now. So, yeah, I want to buy that $100,000 vehicle and he can't. He doesn't get the sale until that vehicle is delivered. So there's a book that came out recently. This is not Tom Cruise, looks like him, called The Retail Economy, and I really like it in that it talks about, what are customers thinking as far as cost. Give me a steal or a deal, convenience, make it easy for me to buy, category, show me what you know. They want to customize that made for me feeling, that chosen for me feeling, make me feel at home. So this is what your customers want and expect. And if you can deliver more closer to this, this is going to get you closer to a sale. The buying funnel. So you want to set up your avatars and your ideal customer profiles to match stages of the buying funnel that you want to be at. And I will tell you this, I don't know how much people have talked to you about buying funnels before. The world is not black and white, and it is not linear. So if I'm thinking of going to a wine bar, I've got all types of selection. Maybe it's I want to take my significant other out for more fun things to do. We're sick of the pandemic, true story, and hey, let's get back out. It's safe to go out into the water, right? You know, let's get out. So they might be more high funnel. And many businesses, if they're not a customer yet, they're a stranger to your business. So you want to message them more top funnel. You do not want to message them bottom funnel because you haven't earned that spot yet. And so as you message people, you want to, depending on where you think you've earned, maybe it's more mid-funnel type things, but at a certain extent, when you're marketing, the marketing channel that you choose is really only responsible for top funnel. Anything mid-funnel and below, that's you. That's not the marketing channel. And the you comes in, what does my website look like? Am I asking people to even do anything on my website? What type of content am I putting out in the world? If I have a brick and mortar, what's my signage look like? What's my store look like? Where does the whole package look like? So again, when I talk about channels, all that means is it's just a place that you're going to message. So if your best customers are podcast people, you should be looking at how can I get on to running ads on podcast networks. Maybe there's a food and wine podcast in Denver. You know, where do these people hang out? TikTok's all the rage. TikTok now is the new Facebook. Yeah, TikTok's fun, kind of a black hole in your day. I'd rather watch TikTok than hear any political shows. You know, it's not like sticking pins in your eyes. You know, it's like I told my wife that I was watching something. I won't name the network, and it's like I feel like shit right now. Why am I even watching this? I'm gonna go put on the YouTube that you ever use the Sky Lounge where it just shows like a cityscape and they're playing jazz, and you know I'll read with that or just sit around. Anyway, what channels are going to be in
Can I
that?
ask a
What's
question
that?
really quick before you move on?
Yeah.
Could you go back to that marketing funnel slide for me?
Yeah.
At what point would you say that when you said that it switches from marketing to, I was assuming when you said to you meant like the actual physical product or service.
Yeah. So what I'm saying is when people say I want to spend money on marketing, or I'm going to do it organically, which you'll want to do too as a startup. It gets to a certain point to where you're trying to do things for the lowest cost and to get the most out when you're starting up a business. So, you know, if you can create content or if you can, you know, do certain things that are low cost or no cost, you'll start to get in and say, you know what, I really need to start buying Google Ads, for example. This is a smart thing to do because it's turning strangers into customers into your website. Because if your website is a good mousetrap, my business partner and I always talk about, hey, so-and-so, they're thinking of having us help them with their marketing strategy and to execute said strategy. And he'll say, do they have a good mousetrap? And I'll say, yeah, it's good. They do ask people to do something, but hey, it's missing this. So we'll consult with the business person and say, hey, you probably didn't think about this. You know, you're trying to run your business. You have inventory. There's all this shit you have to do when you start your business. It's nonstop, right? Got to do my website. Got to do social posts. Got to, right? So what I'm talking about with marketing is I'm just saying if you contract someone to do your marketing, maybe it's somebody you hire. That person is in charge of turning strangers into customers, getting people in the top of the funnel. They're out here. They don't know about you yet, right?
Right.
They start to get into the funnel, maybe saw something, a story you wrote, a blog post you did, an ad you ran, whatever. But they don't 1, 2, 3, 4, boom, I'm going to buy. It's not methodical. They come in and out of this funnel. All that I'm saying is your marketing is in charge of getting people in the top of the funnel. Once it gets to this point, it's on you to do things and to have your brand looking in such a state that you can convert them to a handful. Because, let me ask you, would you rather have 5,000 prospects or would you rather have 100 great prospects?
100 great prospects.
Yeah, because what are the 5,000 going to do? Somebody says, hey, I can give you 5,000 leads today. You hear it all the time.
Yeah.
I'm going to be vetting 5,000 leads. Do you have time to do that? It's a time burn. Because your concern is, I'm going to pull 100 out of those 5. Where are they? So better to have, I'm the one, or he's the one type of prospect that, yeah, these are good customers. I don't know if I answered your question.
You did.
Okay.
Thank you.
Sure. All right. So I'm going to pass out, and I'm going to walk you through how to work with this. And whatever your comfort level is, you say, God, I feel under the gun to do this right now. If that's okay. Maybe you're doing it and you don't want to do what? I'm going to pass out. Grab a handful.
Grab a handful.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And give me a couple. I can say
Thank you.
So what I do with this, we have like 5 of these for our business, and it's changing all the time. So there are pens right here. If you want to
Thank you
start
very much.
jotting down some ideas, let's take 10
Is
minutes.
that a text? Can you put text in if you download it? Is that?
Yeah, if that
Can you
will
actually
give you
put-
that, you can download that form with that QR code.
What is it? Can you put text in it, or is it? Just
No, it's just a flat image.
All right.
Good question. I
I'll
love
do it
it.
on this
I love it. So here's how you work with this.
Send back here.
So I had, and you'll laugh at this. I had a prospect that is in fitness, and she was talking about. I was talking about, hey, have you done this for your business? Because we've talked about, let's get your website going. And so she started to work on her avatar. And so you can name this person Ed, Wanda, Bud. And so what did she name her first prospect? Karen. I said, what? You named your prospect Karen? Anyway, what you want to do is you cook up a name for this person. What's their age? And I'm sorry for the resolution of this. What's their gender, marital status, age of children, goals and values, how this person roll. And in this, I crossed out books and put in podcasts. Or I think I crossed out magazines and put in podcasts. I think that's more apropos today. You want to think about how that person rolls. And so if you want to maybe take 10 minutes and work on a few of these and call me over if you're not sure about a question. Does that make sense, what I'm asking you to do? Cool. How you doing?
How are you? It's great to see you, man.
We're doing an exercise right now, and I invite you to get one of the forms and know about it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, we got one of these we can spare. Thank you. We're doing a ideal customer profiles, so yeah, we have to do right now. But having these guys start on one of them.
Yeah.
And so yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
This is great.
Or do it later with Brandy.
This is fantastic. I'll be there.
All right, respecting everybody's time, I'm gonna have you wrap that up later, but want to ask if anybody wants to volunteer any aha they had by doing this exercise, and I realized I just threw it at you. Yo.
So what I found interesting was in the challenges pain points box. I mean, there's certain pain points and challenges that I know very well, which is what I address with my software. But I'm sure that they have other pain points that are, that are maybe relevant to their segment of that type of DJ business, or just are not addressed by my software that I haven't even worried about, or said, oh, it's maybe irrelevant to me. Maybe hypothetically they feel overloaded with the fact that new equipment comes out all the time, and it's like, oh, I gotta buy new equipment and blah 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 blah, right? So that could be something that they perceive as a pain point. Did it? I go, okay, I get it. Not really something that is my concern, but could be my concern because it could be part of my. First of all, I could use it as something that I could address my software could. I could weave it as a solution to that, as far as generating more money. That's one thing, but and that's the salesy way of doing it. But who knows? Just being aware of that also could allow me to perceive other areas to find new leads. Maybe knowing that I could tap into different areas where they're going to learn things that I haven't been going, or it could even open up new possibilities of things I could address that I haven't thought of before. So that's one thing that I thought was really interesting, and I'm curious to hear your thoughts on that. But let me just add on to that, if you don't mind. I was curious about this question, role in the purchase process. If you could explain that a little bit more.
Oh, yeah, no, I love that. Role in the purchase process could be, so when we do business-to-business marketing, we look at, okay, the obvious is founder, co-founder, CEO, and then what about senior VP of marketing or senior VP of purchasing? They're not direct, they may be responsible for that, but they're influencers, and so they can actually, hey, the CEO might get it, but then they bump it down to this
So this
other person
gotcha.
to
So
execute.
selling B2B,
Right.
it's like navigating within the company who's actually making the call.
Right.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. So we have a saying in that level too. Is let's just say you get hired in an executive position at a company to be whatever hat you're going to wear, and you're inheriting problems that weren't your fault but are now your problem. And so that is how the corporate world works, and that is how the business world works. But back to your first part to this is that might be an opportunity for you to add some value add type things to your service. So you don't charge for it. Maybe it's a crazy maker type of problem that you're hearing that's common to your clientele, that maybe you've got an easy solution that you do gratis, and all of a sudden that creates both loyalty and both buzzworthy messaging about what you do.
So you're saying also like something maybe I do some marketing around, or create a place where people can connect around that. It's just, I don't even have to address it. It's just become a resource where this is we understand your challenges.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because you have the ability either through experience or just connections that you can help direct them to that, and that's just another reason to stay with you or to use you, which is so that would be an opportunity. How about anybody else? Anything that like I never really looked at it that way.
It was kind of just listing out like what we thought our target customer was, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Making sure I was doing it correct.
Yeah, and it's hard. I've been there. Hey, let's do this exercise right now, and it needs to be broken. It's like sometimes it's better to be off in your own space and to think about it. But does it make sense to not have more than just one? Do that first one or two obvious ones, but then it gets you thinking about, what are some other ways that people could connect, to my business, and to think of it that way. And that's a interesting perspective. I love your questions. So I would start with just 2 to 3. And this really goes
I'm
back
sorry,
to...
could you go back to that other
Yeah.
slide? I'm sorry,
Yeah.
I just didn't get a chance to read it. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So I would focus on 2 to 3 to start, and it really goes back to the days of spray and pray do not work anymore. You could pull this off in the Don Draper Mad Men days, where I'm going to buy all the major newspapers on the East and West Coast and all the radio stations and call it good. Take our clients out drinking. Back in the day. So now, things have become so specialized that doesn't work as well. Don't be lazy about this. And this is where you flatten your competition. And I know that was a bold offer to come to 10 today, but it's where you beat the competition. You do this better than they do. You take it more seriously than they do. Better off doing nothing at all than being lazy. So again, it's about your messaging, as long as that messaging fits the right person. You then have the chance of being the one. And that's when I talk about it. Is it better to have 100 great leads versus 5,000 leads that your hair's on fire? Trying to figure out if there are 100 good leads, right? So final thoughts. Feel free, and I'm going to give you my contact information, that if you call me, I will pick up the phone and talk to you. It's not like, who are these people? It's like, and if you catch my voicemail, please leave a message instead of some spam call. Feel free to bounce ideas. And so we did a white paper. My business partner and I did a white paper talking about our philosophy of marketing and what's important today with our decades of experience. And I tell you, with thoughtful reading, take you about 30 minutes. It's about 13 pages. So there's the QR code. We'll take you to that white paper and invite you to take a look at it. If you want to share comments with me, love to hear them. Yeah, we've had really good feedback on it. And again, it's our view of what you should do with marketing today. And I'm a big, anybody here use Flipboard? Great resource. So Flipboard is free, and so I use it. You can use it on your desktop website, or you can use it on your iPad or even your phone. And it is just a mashup of whatever content you like to consume. So if you like, okay, I'm a politics junkie from when I was this high, and my family's talking politics at the dinner table. So I love politics, I love sports, golf, all the things I love, and it shows us a mashup every day of the latest stories. And so, great resource. You're going to say?
Oh, no.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Flipboard. If you're not using it, use it. It is really good. How many are active on LinkedIn?
And I'm sorry, can you
Yeah.
just stay there for a second? It's good just for, you're saying, getting a quick glance of information, or it's good for, why is it good?
It's good for your own information as far as the areas that you care about.
I got you.
So you get, it's like your own headline of your newspaper of your
Gotcha.
favorite stuff. So, love that mashup. Show of hands, LinkedIn. Okay? Yeah, I love LinkedIn. I mean, it is the best social network right now. They probably have kept it as clean, as pure as they could, and where it's business people talking about business. And I like to use it to share maybe an insight. My philosophy is tell me something I don't know, so I'll share an insight that maybe you haven't thought of. I posted up something today that Kevin O'Leary, whether you like him or hate him, he said one thing about hiring people, and I was like, I wouldn't want to work for him. But he really knows business and investing from Shark Tank, and he had a thing about what small businesses should do with digital advertising right now, knowing your cost, their customer acquisition costs, and customer lifetime value. And that was really interesting. And so I just love it for, again, you can join groups that you really like, but invite you to read the white paper. So thank you for coming today, and let's go back to, it's not pulling up my slide. Anyway, I can pass out business cards if you care to have one, and feel free to get feedback.
Thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate your time.
Thank you.